YouTube means Snapchat. Everybody follow each other. Let's make friends. Here we go. Cool. Awesome. All right, so I'm going to click that, I'm going to click that, and I'm going to click that, and we're good. All right, here we go. What's up, everybody? My name is Arman Vakili, and this is episode 5 of the hashtag let's do that. So that one more time, just keep it in the edit, it's all good. What's up, everybody? What's going on? This is Arman Vakili, and this is episode 5 of the hashtag Everything Money show, where we talk about everything that has to do with money. I'm very glad that we actually made it this far. There was a little bit of time in the last shoot that we had that I thought we weren't going to make it this far. And then if you watch it, you'll find out what I'm talking about. Today's episode is actually going to be a really good episode because we're going to talk about one of the most dreaded topics ever, which is debt, right? So it's a really big deal for a lot of people because a lot of people are in debt. And I think most people don't understand really how to leverage debt. And so they end up making really, really bad decisions, and they end up having a really negative connotation or like a negative relation to the concept of debt. So first, we're going to talk about, in this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about the majority of people and how they approach debt and how they approach their debt settlement and management and leverage, all of that stuff. And then in the next episode, we'll talk about a little bit more advanced stuff. And so if you're watching this and you're a beginner in debt, you're going to be a little bit more novice and you're going to move up a little bit. And next episode, we're going to talk about the advanced stuff. So what I want to talk about right now, and the people that I want to talk to right now, let me refer to my notes. Beautiful. Okay, so the people that I want to talk to right now are the people that borrow money to pay for things that they can't buy with cash, right? And they do it mainly for the wrong reasons. So in a lot of situations, they do it because they want to keep up with the Joneses, or they want to keep up with their high school friends, or they want to keep up with their neighbors, whatever it may be. And so they buy things that they can't afford, they do it on credit, and then they start making minimum payments on it. And that strategy is just going to lead to this horrible downward cycle, because if you turn that into a habit set, that every time that you want to buy something, just because of the fact that it just came out, you're going to go and finance it, and you're going to end up paying interest instead of and this is like it's a pretty extreme, the opposite of this philosophy, but there are two sets of people. One of them, they go and they finance and they buy the TV set with borrowed money on either a credit card or financing through the actual shop or whatever that place is, and then they pay interest on that purchase. And then the other person says, okay, if I'm going to dedicate $200 a month for the payment of this thing, towards the payment plan for it, I'm going to put that $200 a month into a savings account, and then I'm going to technically be earning money, right? I'm just going to keep putting $200 a month until I have enough money to actually buy that TV set with cash instead of going and financing it, and so on and so forth. So this guy's earning interest on the same purchase when this guy is paying interest on the same purchase. So it's an interesting switch in philosophy, but it will make the biggest difference in the world for everything that you do for your finances, and you're just going to sleep better at night. I personally feel like, anyway, if you just don't make a habit of constantly borrowing money on credit cards or through financing things. Now, I can see why people do it, right? The short-term satisfaction of it, of having that thing, is really awesome, right? That, the dopamine and the endorphins get released in your brain, and you just get a high every time you make a purchase like that. And then you really, really enjoy it for like the first week or two. And then after that, you start regretting and having like this extreme buyer's remorse, saying, man, I shouldn't have done this. And I put myself in a situation that financially now it's like, damn, I have to determine. And again, these are extremes, right? Like some people, for most people, I feel like it is happening like this. Some people obviously aren't like this. It's not like this for everybody, but it's for the people that make the decisions to serve their short-term temptation versus the long-term what's good for them, right? So that's one thing that you have to also keep in touch. And I understand why. Like, I understand why it happens, but you just have to be aware of that, and you have to point that out for yourself. The last part, let me see. Don't buy things obviously on credit if you don't have the cash to pay it off. And then so what happens? The kind of like there's a battle of the mindsets. It's a battle of the philosophies. And I actually got into it with a guy on Instagram, Deji. I got into it with a guy on Instagram over this. He left a comment like some girl, she's a model. She left this things saying, hey, you know what, it doesn't make sense. You know, you have people that are saying that they're all about it until it actually the time comes to pay up, and the time comes to actually like be all about it, and then they don't have the shit to back up what they were saying originally. And then I left a comment. I was like, yeah, just unfortunately most people are about putting, you know, all of their money into getting a nice car, but they don't have furniture in their studio apartment. And then this guy responds, and he started like going back and forth with me. He's like, what the hell, I'm not gonna have decent furniture and not like live a good life. F that, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I don't know why I censored myself. Like, I have no idea what that happened. But it was, and I don't remember verbatim exactly what he said, but the entire thing was like, it's the two opposites, like complete opposites, where I'm like, listen, you know, it's better to save your money so actually you have cash and you're living like a full life instead of just putting all of your money in a car payment so you could go impress somebody based on superficial things, and then you don't have food in your fridge. You know what I mean? And you're living off a top ramen type of a thing. And it's like, that's kind of the extreme sides of how everything is being compared. Anyway, I thought that might be interesting enough. That was a tangent. I apologize. That's too much of a tangent. But so you do have the battle between the two philosophies. And what you're going to notice is that if you decide to take the advice in this video, which is saying, don't get yourself into debt prematurely, right? Learn how to leverage debt, save up cash, so on and so forth. Don't buy things and live a lifestyle below your, like above your means, right? So if you're gonna follow this philosophy, you're gonna run into a lot of people that are gonna say, life's too short, man, you gotta spend it while you got it, so on and so forth. And my whole thing is, I don't mind spending money. Like, I like enjoying my money. Obviously, I work my tail off so I can pay for some things and go to nice dinners and go to nice places. Like, I want to be able to do these things. But at the same time, I want freedom, right? So for me, it's about freedom. And freedom, as we talked about figuring out your number in the episode of finding out what it's going to take for you to actually live that free lifestyle, that's what we're talking about here. And you do have to make a certain sacrifice short term to be able to do that for yourself in the long term. And the faster you increase your cash flow and the faster you stack up so that you can be free, the faster you can start actually enjoying the lifestyle that you want to enjoy. So it's really all about focus. It's all about reprioritizing certain things, and then you can really have whatever lifestyle you want with a relatively decent income. And so, sorry, the phone kind of like threw me off. So the action step for today is get out of debt, right? So, and again, so what I'm talking about right now is just BS credit card debt, and the kind of debt that puts you in a situation where you're living above your means, where you're living above your cash flow situation. And so you just got to get out of debt. And that's something that you definitely need to take care of. And then the more you increase your cash flow, and we're going to talk about this in the future episodes, the more you increase your cash flow and the more money you make, the faster you can stack up and then live off of interest so that you can be free and then just enjoy the lifestyle that you see on TV or whatever lifestyle you're trying to emulate. You can enjoy that lifestyle without having to worry about all of the headaches of putting yourself into an upside down financial situation. So this was episode 5. I hope you enjoyed episode 5. Follow the channel. Please follow the channel. Subscribe to the channel. It's a really, really big deal to me. And obviously we're going to put up the social media stuff at the end of the video so you can follow me personally if you want to. But for all of the future Everything Money episodes and everything that we want to talk about in finance, you got to subscribe to this channel. So my name is Arman Vakili. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry for the interruptions and for the tangents and everything like this. And I will see you in episode 6.